Oh, I mean, a wave of emotions and activities and lack of activities. And it's crazy to think it's been a full year. It feels like a very long time, and just so many changes I think I've experienced, and I think collectively we've experienced for the better and the worse. Um, yeah, it's been a lot.
Do you, what do you think about, I mean, you personally or society at large or segments of society, do you think there's going to be some element of like post-traumatic stress from this?
Yeah, I mean, I do think so. I don't think collectively we've ever gone through such a huge impact on society. And I think people individually have experienced a lot of loss and despair. And I mean, losing family members, losing jobs, family life completely changing, social lives completely changing, travel. I mean, I think it's affected us all completely. And I think people have been pretty amazing and resilient, rolling with the punches. But I think consciously and unconsciously, there's been a lot of hardship and a lot of adjusting and things that will impact us forever, whether we know it or not. And I think it's been a really heavy year, and a full year of heaviness definitely affects us.
How do you think things will be different in 6 months, a year, 5 years?
Um, I'm not sure, but I know it will be different. And I think I'm very curious to see how it will be different with the vaccinations rolling out. And I feel like people are traveling more and kind of finding this new normal. Um, but I do see everything just shifting as far as people working from home and kind of seeing what their lives can look like now. And I think it has kind of afforded people a more comfortable way of life, even though it's been really rough. I think people see that they can work a little less hard and take more time for themselves, not get involved in the commute and rush hour, and be there for their family and their kids. And I think it's kind of shifted um, what we place importance on. And I just see so many people, so much online, and so many friends, and just kind of everyone acknowledging that we don't have to put all this wasted effort into our commutes and our 9 to 5s and these exhausting practices that we've always indulged in, and drinking and socializing and how that affects us. And I think it's given people a lot of time to kind of reflect on what's important and what serves a purpose in our lives and what doesn't. And I think that is the biggest change I've noticed, that will probably last for another 5 years. I'm hoping, maybe indefinitely, people prioritizing things in their lives in a more positive way.
So a lot of good things could potentially come out of this.
Yeah, I think, you know, some kind of silver lining, maybe. I think people have kind of reflected on their lives for the first time and taken themselves out of the daily grind and all the things that they've just always done and never known anything different. And now people have reevaluated for the first time. Even the things that we consider fun and like indulgent, that stuff is taken away. And I know personally, and within my circle as well, like just really noticing stuff that doesn't serve us. Like spending money on things that are silly and keeping up appearances and going out for a drink. It's like this stuff in the end isn't really all that important. And I think we've acknowledged what is important. And I think that shift is amazing.
How has the last year been for you as far as your own, feeling of personal security, financially, safety, any kind of element?
Well, I just graduated a 2-year program, so I was working less to begin with and in school full time. So I was kind of going into it not having a lot of financial security and ready to like hit the ground running in the workforce and make all this happen and kind of catch up. And that obviously didn't happen. I graduated in June when things were pretty rough. But I've been fortunate enough to be able to collect a good amount of unemployment. So I actually kind of do feel a little bit stable for now. I feel so fortunate for that, for having like a decent paying job before things hit the fan. And I've been able to get like a weekly allowance to support myself. So it's been weirdly kind of nice not having to kill myself to work and kind of pick and choose what I want to put my energy into and kind of focusing on my career in a way, thinking about what I want for the future and kind of plotting. And I've also been able to focus a lot on my health and just kind of retreat into my own space and not do things that were so taxing on my body. And especially I was in the service industry and that was just brutal. Like when I think back on how much I put my body through, making decent money, but going back to school is very necessary. And I feel that I've been really lucky to still make some money and work on the side as well when I can. And then have time to kind of focus on what I need out of life now.
How have your friends been doing, would you say?
I think it's a mix. I mean, I worry about some of my friends and check in. And in the beginning, it was really nice because I think we all like hopped on FaceTime and what was it, house party, and like got to come together a lot. And yeah, checking up on everyone was really nice, and seeing everyone's experiences and what they were going through was really interesting, like all across the country. Some of my friends have been able to continue to work from home, which is great for them. But yeah, I think everyone has kind of taken a step back and changed the way they're living. I've noticed a lot of my friends and people in general have like cut out meat from their diet or done a cleanse. I did a couple cleanses this year. I think they've benefited here and there, like within the ups and downs.
Do you know anyone who's really been struggling?
I think my friends that live alone, definitely. My heart goes out to them. A couple of friends moved to a new city right before this all happened, which I can't even imagine, like not having a set group of friends or support system. Some friends got COVID, and I know that was really hard for them. But I feel like right now we're all doing okay. Yeah.
Do you know anyone who passed from COVID?
I don't, thank God. I actually, I have a few friends in New York that got COVID in the beginning, but I haven't really actually been around in like my social circle. I haven't really experienced anyone close to me really like having it horribly or their family or anyone like really getting hit with it. I feel like everyone that I know that got it had kind of a mild case and were okay. I mean, some people were laid up for a few weeks, but no one had to go to the hospital, thank God, or passed or anything.
Are you hopeful for the future?
Good question. Yeah, I am. I think this past year, like 2020, was a big year of change and stripping away what wasn't needed and what we didn't really know about, like politically, socially, all of these issues, I think, needed to come to the surface in a big way, and we needed a really strong reaction to just recalibrate and change systemic issues. And I think within our own lives, within our country, within the world, I think a lot of change has been needed for so long, and everything just came to the surface. So I think we have a lot to rebuild, and I think it's continuing to happen. But I do see the potential for this to go in a positive direction and people to be doing more for themselves and helping each other and coming together. And I think if we do it right, it could be a really good thing, actually.